initiative of donating computers to peace clubs in both primary and secondary schools is a very laudable initiative, extremely important, not only for the schools concerned, but for the country at large. The reality is on the ground that there are very few schools in Kenya, mainly privately owned schools, that have computing facilities. The public schools in the nation don't have those resources. So Larry Memorial Peace Museum is doing a wonderful job in making that technology available in villages where it is not available.
The project is fourfold.
One, we are equipping them with the ICT knowledge, no matter how basic it is. Secondly, we are making them feel to be part of that global village that is making use of ICT. Thirdly, we are making it possible for schools that are located in different parts of the country to interact and to exchange information, to undermine the stereotypes that have been exploited, ethnic stereotypes that is, that have been exploited to divide Kenyans in a manner that is detrimental to the future of this younger generation.
Having computers, it is like creating an interaction session. People will share experiences, and a problem maybe shared is halfway solved.
Now, with what Larry Memorial Museum is doing, is to make sure that all the communities interact together and work together and learn together and learn the cultures of the others. And by so doing, we will accept each other the way we are.
Through interacting, if I'm alone, I get a friend like a Kalenjin, we will interact and be friends and tell them more about peace, and they share with me what they have learned about peace, and we try to make peace together. I think in 2030, Kenya will be a better Kenya.
Apart from the internet, which I feel is also a big boost, one thing now, we have now more computers, at least from the 6 computers we've been having. Now we have more than, we have been added 8 computers, which comes to 14 computers, which means at least we have a population of 3 students per computer, which is actually a very big boost, because initially we had almost 10. Around 10 students per computer, which is actually a lot of congestion. It was giving a lot of congestion. So I appreciate, because now the number people or students are going to be more relaxed, because they'll be sharing at least 2 or 3 students per machine. That is a very big boost. Another thing is, as these machines are there now, the students are going to flock in, understand, and try to know what is ICT and how computers are used. So they won't be actually computer literate. So there is some sort of ignorance that is going to be pulled out of our students. So it's also another big boost, because students now are actually exposed to these computer aspect or projects, which now they'll expose them to knowing how computers are used, even in houses, even in offices, even in education. So even if they go to Form 1, they are exposed to these things. It doesn't look new again to them. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, my names are David Kisuya. I'm a social studies teacher at Bodofam Primary School. Now, I really appreciate what Amani Kenya has done for the school, and it's going to go ahead to assist children to network with other children from other schools who are under the same project. And this will be very encouraging, because they learn what other children are doing in other schools, so that they can also do it in this area.
I'm Mr. Karibi, someone from St. Joseph Kereita High School, and I'm the deputy principal. And I'll say we feel lucky to have benefited with the computers from the Larry Memorial Peace Museum. In fact, we were the very first beneficiary of the project. Among other benefits that we can talk of is the registration of the KCSE exam, where we used the computers that were donated by the Rari Memorial Peace Museum in registering our students for the Kenya National Examination. And the school did not go to the cyber cabs where we had wrong queues, and school had to pay a lot of money for these exercises to be done.
We were also connected with the internet. Now, the students were very excited, and the whole school community, they were excited because the majority of them, they had not had the contact with computers before. And then after the excitement died down, we started business with students, helping them and giving them basic lessons in computer operations. And quite a number of them have become quite familiar with them. You are only given 8 computers, and with the 8 computers, our club has about 60 members. Now with 60 members, it is quite hectic to try and put them in the program. Taking it into account that all of them are not computer literate, and you have to teach them before they start using the computer effectively. So with about 60 students, generally maybe you have to give 8 students in 1 week, and that is 1 hour. And before you are through with a cycle of 60 students, that would be probably be 1.5 months. So the first lot that came would have to wait for another 6 weeks before they come for another lesson. So you see how long it takes, and that is quite one of our big challenges. So our desire is maybe if they were able to add us a few more computers, because our room can accommodate all the way up to about 40 computers. That means that with 1 hour you are able to accommodate many students, and that way they can be helped, so that at least the students don't have to wait for 6 weeks before they come for another lesson. So that means that maybe in 2 weeks you are having at least every student is having about 2 contact hours in 2 weeks, or an hour every week. That way we feel that our impact would even be felt even all the more. And then you can see all the students, they're just waiting maybe to all have a touch on the mouse and the keyboard.
We anticipate to make the computer or the e-learning in this school to be exactly to be put on give an excellent situation whereby even teachers can come into the laboratory. They can make notes from these programs and just print. So we would request if we could have a printer whereby even students could even print some of these complicated maps, some figures which are somehow complicated. They cannot actually draw with their hands because they cannot be accurate. If we could have a printer, it could serve even me as a trainer, other teachers who are making some research or notes about the lessons. They could print instead of just making notes. Another issue is in future if we could have a projector, because we could be having or dealing with 40 students. So instead of actually going interactively on one PC, we could actually capture one machine and then we just project it on the wall. They can even actually have access. It is easier for them to write what they see on the wall because everything is seen and is actually merged. It is bigger enough for them to read from there. And even making slices like notes, you can shoot them making a projector. So if we could have, if we could have those particular areas, if somebody could assist, I think we could actually go a step ahead in giving e-learning in this institution.